Hello everyone and welcome back to Heaven's Secret, Season 3, Episode 2, The Citadel. What is it like and who are you to it? Last episode, someone from the Citadel came asking for DINO, Lucifer, and us. And I am so done with this because we literally didn't do anything, yet everyone keeps on coming for us. So let's just see. Chapter 2, Discovering the Citadel. My hands were shaking as I pulled out another outfit from the closet. We were expected at the Citadel. This meeting could go either way. Besides the school and its surroundings, I have not been anywhere else. I wonder what the capital of heaven looks like. I looked at the ceiling. The ceiling was leaking in the corner, and brown droplets fell onto the floor. Yeah, this isn't the time for luxury. Damn. I threw the outfit I had in my hands on the bed. Honestly, they all suck. They all suck. Hold on. At this point in time, we're gonna use that outfit because we are a goddess. And we are expected at somewhere interesting. You know what? Yes. Red hair. I'm gonna go with the red hair. Someone knocked at the door. Come in. Are you ready? Yeah. Mom held the door, letting me go first. Of course. Why should she let us go least, no? You know? Why let us go least? Why should she let us go last? Several sea dragons were already waiting for us outside. The Citadel is far away. We'll get there fast on dragons, and we won't be that tired. I would like to take fire. Mom was silent for a few moments, then nodded. I'm glad you were able to get your own dragon. He's not a thing. I don't own him. Whatever you say. I called him with my mind. He didn't show. Maybe he hasn't recovered yet? But a couple more minutes passed and a dragon's long silhouette appeared in the sky. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah. This is the DINO version. He landed next to me. Oh, he's so cute. He's honestly so cute. He's so adorable. Lloyd looked straight into my eyes. I couldn't resist his look and turned away. See, if it's so strange to realize that he's human. He was human all this time. Lucifer and DINO came towards us. Please watch your tongue in there. We have nothing to hide. That. Lucifer immediately settled his dragon. The faster we get there, the faster it's going to be over. Mom also got on the dragon. Then let's go. Oh. I'm so sorry. We landed next to the main building of the Citadel. The sounds of the big city were heard in the distance. Life was buzzing out there. From a distance, the immortals looked like a colony of ants. The weather seemed different here too. It was gloomy with endless rain and wind. The gate opened in front of us, rumbling and trembling. The vibration made me shudder. All of a sudden, I felt so small and insignificant. The Citadel welcomes you. Archangel Yor, what are the predictions? Mom's voice was stern and arrogant. I could see angry, swollen veins on the angel's neck and left temple. But he answered obediently, and his voice didn't betray his anger. Everyone is tense, Seraph Rebecca. But they are not concerned that greatly about my bounty. They aren't, arrogant peacocks. Oh! There is nothing worse than underestimating your opponent. They are already waiting for you. The archangel led us through the dark hallways. He walked in front of us quietly, almost floating in the air. His hands were hidden inside the sleeves of his robe. He was depressingly silent. Archangel Yor. He turned around slightly, without slowing down.
Yes,
I asked. How he felt about Malbanti? What the general mood in the city was? What the plans of the citadel were? Honestly, how he felt about my bounty. Perhaps this information will be useful to you, okay? The archangel shrugged his shoulders as if that name was unpleasant for him to hear.
I, like everyone in the citadel, do not care for Mabante. The more we talk about him, the more powerful he becomes. I forbade mentioning his name in my house.
Whatever you say, sir. We walked a while longer, then yours stopped in front of a pair of imposing doors. They looked like they've been closed for centuries. Yet as the archangel pulled on the handles, the doors opened smoothly. 4 supreme seraphim were sitting in a semicircle behind the tribune on a dais. Among them I recognized the counselor that came to the academy. The seraphim looked down on us without hiding their arrogant disdain. Oh, we were pawns for them, for whom they had neither respect nor interest. Then why the fuck am I here? But Mom was an exception. The one sitting in the middle bowed his head to greet her.
Here is the 5th Supreme Seraph.
A white crow was sitting next to him, on a piece of sawed-off log. She was silent, only occasionally twisting her head and blinking. It seems to me that you secretly removed me from that position.
You had a misstep.
It was Malbanti's plotting.
Still, the fact remains. You need to earn the respect formally given you.
I'm already working on that.
And I'm glad to hear it.
He turned his head towards us almost mechanically.
Simona DINO Lucifer. We've heard a lot about what happened that day. The betrayal of the former throne, Fanzio, the liberation of Malbanti, Satan's death. All of you are somehow involved in all this. I didn't know anything about my father's plotting.
The chief counsel looked at the crow, then back at us.
Children and parents aren't often strangers to each other. What about the ritual? Lucifer and the Unclaimed, how did that happen?
A daughter of a seraph who was born on Earth, and a son of a demon that never set foot on Earth. These were its key elements.
You mean it was not voluntary?
What the fuck are you on? Are you on steroids? No, not at all. Another look at the white crow, and then deafening silence.
But Satan was clearly involved with Malbanti. I refuse to believe that the son of Satan did not know about this.
What the fuck are you on?
I didn't know.
The crow was silent. Her glassy round eyes darted from side to side without focusing on anything in particular. You know what I hate about trials like this? Why the fuck do you want me to speak out for myself if you won't believe me? Why do you want me to say something in my defense if you won't believe a thing I say? So I could literally just keep my mouth shut.
If my father was somehow involved with Malbanti, he would tell me about it.
And then the crow stretched out its head like a rooster, and she gave a drawn-out caw. The chief counselor laughed softly, put his hand on the bird's head, and the bird immediately fell silent. For some reason, Lucifer got very angry, of course.
Don't be mad, demon. The 3-eyed crow doesn't lie, and parents do it all the time.
Lucifer took a step forward.
My father is dead. Who will rule in hell now?
We will see to that shortly, I'm sorry. It's his throne.
There is nothing to see to. I'm the son of Satan. My father's dead. The place is rightfully mine.
That is out of the question. I'm sorry. And who should rule hell, you?
The new Satan will be elected by the council, after which Sifa must approve the candidacy. I am sorry. Hell is mine. That. Hell belongs to Sifa, like everything in this world. Had Sifa ever set foot on our territory? Ooh! The councillor was very surprised that he is the creator. Yeah, stand up for Lucifer. Lucifer knows hell better than anyone. He's the son of the former ruler. Demons will accept him. That was the final straw that broke the camel's back. I don't give a fuck. Honestly, can we just leave? Can we just go out? What is the reason to talk with these people here? They are arrogant bastards who only think that their opinion matters. Why let me come here to ask me to give my statement if you will only believe what the fuck you want? I hate people like this. I hate people like this. Enough. The chief counselor banged his fist on the table and his voice thundered through the hall. I felt uneasy. You will never take over Satan's post. I am sorry. You are full of arrogance and pride. You have no respect for your peers. For your superiors, you have no humility. I see. You need a puppet. A horse with reins you can pull on. Yes, Lucifer. We need someone we can rely on and trust. You don't trust demons. And demons don't trust you. So we're gonna have a problem. Speaking of trust. Path of strong connection to my body. Sorry. The counselors talked about something, then looked at us again. Simone has a notoriously bad reputation. Excuse me. One way or another, she has been associated with Malbonti on numerous occasions. Rather than discrediting Malbonti's ideas, she encouraged them. But you must leave now and let up discuss a few more questions. Leave? Do you consider her to be involved with that monster? She may have romanticized Malbonti's ideas and he has some influence on her. I wouldn't say he has influence on me. No, let me stop. I'm gonna stop talking about myself here because he definitely has influence on me. In this case scenario, I don't think he has influence on us. I think the ritual somehow bonded us in some way. And I don't understand why, but the fact is and remains that. I'm not gonna spoil or anything. I know some things, but I don't remember much. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this game, so we cannot risk it. I take that responsibility upon myself. We hear you have declared yourself headmaster of Angels and Demons Academy. And that master does not have this kind of authority and cannot take on responsibilities beyond his capacity. Oh! So that means I'm no longer a member of the council. Rebecca, you and your daughter need to earn our trust. Mom's upper lip trembled as if at that moment she felt indescribable disgust towards them. She considered herself smarter than them, but now the power was in their hands and she had lost hers. Yet she wasn't going to give up. She would return to her former greatness. I saw it all over her face. Without looking at me, Mom said, "You had the counselors. We need to discuss a couple of issues." I hesitated a little, then she turned to me. "Leave." Then I'm gonna leave. Get out of my way. I went out into the hallway. The door slammed behind me. It's so quiet out there here. However, the heavy silence was suddenly disrupted by the voices from the council hall. They were actively discussing something. What are they talking about? We're gonna eavesdrop. I leaned my ear against the door. Come on, listen to the conversation. Let me stop. The voices became clearer, and I could make out individual words. A thin beam of light pierced through the doorway. I kneeled and looked into the room through the crack in the door. Rebecca, does your daughter know what the ritual did to her? No. What are they talking about? There are scars on her energy that only the seraphim close to Sifa can feel. The ritual almost killed her. Dino. Why don't I have one, then? I felt the scar soon as she entered. Her energy is like a vessel. Sometimes it is almost empty, other times it is full to the brim. When facing a tremendous force, the vessel sometimes fills up and may shatter. An immortal can die as a result, or he may survive as she did. In that case, the vessel heals, but a scar remains as a reminder. Oh, I felt that scar once. There is no scar on me. Why only her? I don't know. It looks like the energy only chose her. Okay? What are you saying? She killed Satan. Where did that power come from?
Malbonti?
Do you think an average unclaimed is capable of this, even by chance? I think Malbonti, by chance or not, gave some of his power to her during the ritual. How is that possible? At that moment, they were nothing but lumps of energy, interconnected vessels, capable of transferring their energy back and forth. Simona should have died after that, rejecting that energy like a foreign body. Malbonti's strength is too great to be subdued. Lucifer looked at Mom in surprise. And yet she did it.
Yes!
And yet she did it.
I took some of Malbonti's power?
Rebecca, report any changes in your daughter.
Report?
You want our trust back, do you not?
When they headed for the exit, I dashed away from the door and pretended to focus on the view from the citadel. Only the boys came out. Where's Mom?
She was asked to stay for a couple of minutes.
While we were waiting for her, no one spoke a word. Mom came out 10 minutes later, irritated, confused. She immediately hurried to the exit. When we came out, our dragons seemed happy to see us. Mom wanted to mount one of them, but hesitated, seemingly changing her mind. Let's take a walk. She took a path straight to the city center. The city greeted us with loud shouts and pungent smell of wet, dirty feathers. Dragons were flying literally above our heads, almost touching us. The immortals were scurrying back and forth with either weapon or food in their hands.
I haven't been here for a long time. Behold the dregs of society.
Damn, Lucifer! Lucifer looked around and thoughtfully said,
Hell is empty and all the devils are here.
That's funny. Hell is no better. Hell is no better. Lucifer stepped into a puddle. He grimaced, jerked his foot, trying to shake off the water and dirt off his shoes.
At least it's cleaner there.
Ah! The rain was barely coming down, but it was a real flood underfoot, mud mixed with something else. All the turmoil, the dampness, and the slush around us created a depressing atmosphere. An army of angels passed us by in a straight row. The citadel is already preparing for war.
They are preparing to defend the capital. What about hell in the academy?
Defending the capital is a top priority. All the greatest minds in heaven are gathered here. The council refused to support the academy in any way. They accused me of letting all this happen. She smiled bitterly as though she agreed with the accusations and was no less angry with herself than they were. The students won't be allowed into the citadel, and demons aren't allowed into hell because they're conducting their investigations there. They're forcing us to stay within the school walls. We're trapped and so far cut off from the rest of the world.
Arrogant bastards.
That Lucifer! Lucifer hit the nearest pole and it broke in two from his powerful blow. A few heads began to turn our way.
Calm down, Lucifer.
Control yourself. Lucifer grabbed my arm by the wrist and pulled her towards him, forcing her to look at him.
They're taking hell away from me, my home, and they aren't even going to defend it. That you angels are nothing but cowards and egoists. I'm sorry, I'm on the demon side, I'm sorry. If you want harmony, you gotta treat both sides equally. They are all belittling hell, and they are praising heaven. That the demons get mad and chose to join Malbonti because he had the same mentality. I'm not mad about that. Like, I can't blame them. Like, what is this? Mom stepped towards him, but she had to throw her head back to look into his eyes. And you demons are nothing but mongrels, so easy to control and even easier to intimidate. Oh! Lucifer got mad, grabbed her by the throat, and pushed her against the wall. Lucifer! Dino immediately tried to push Lucifer away, but he wouldn't budge. Calm down. Lucifer didn't squeeze her throat, only held her so that she wouldn't go anywhere. And yet I was furious. Let her go! It's okay. They locked eyes for a while, then Lucifer let Mom go. She calmly straightened her clothes. Have you calmed down? Yes. Lucifer, you know what? He's so cute. Now is the time to be disappointed. In me, and the Citadel, and Fenzio. Oh, Dino. Ooh. You caused Fenzio so much pain. Why did you trust him? Because I thought he was a good person. Good. He hated you with a passion. That's funny. Dino. That was funny. And you didn't bother hiding it when you saw each other. Mom laughed. The thing about hatred. Wherever there's hatred, there's always love. That's kind of true. In some weird way. Because you can't hate something if you don't have some sort of feeling for that. Either you feel envy or you feel love, but that person didn't value you the way they should have, so you turn the love you have for them into hate. So it's true what she's saying. The fleeting expression of tenderness that appeared on her face immediately changed to disgust. What he did wasn't out of hatred, it was out of weakness. I hate weak men. What a humiliation. Damn, girl. Love doesn't make a person kinder. More likely it makes him obsessed. It made him kinda, even though it's now all in the past. Why would I want to know about their past? The past doesn't matter. Many years have passed. Simon was right, but he felt nothing but hatred. That's good. Hate makes people weak. They make mistakes. But we won't make mistakes. Our mother is incredibly disgusting, in my eyes. We walked a few more blocks in silence. The views were still depressing, but Mom continued to lead us deliberately through the narrow streets. Why are we still strolling here? I want you all to take off your rose-colored glasses. I want you to be ready for war and not expect support from above. But you're right, we have to go back. Mom waved her hand and the dragon suddenly emerged from behind the clouds and flew towards us. Pharaoh lowered his body so that I could get on him. His eyes studied me closely. Don't look at me like that. That's so funny. He shook his head and jerked his body. I laughed, but my laughter was cut short. Everything went dark in front of my eyes, and I could no longer feel my own body. Yeah, another vision. Malbonti was standing in front of a table full of maps. Figurines of demons and angels were scattered on some of the maps, resembling a game of chess. Other maps had red marks pointing to a specific path. 3 demons stood motionless in front of Malbonti, obediently awaiting orders. There is only one that interests me. Victory. And there are only 2 things that will bring it to me. Is there anything new you can give me? He spoke in a strange manner, as if he wasn't addressing the demons at all. But whom then? A shadow emerged from the corner.
The figure stepped into the light, revealing his identity. It was Fancio.
We need to cut off provision routes to the academy. Why would I want the academy? I need the citadel. The puppy is small, but even he can change gnaw at one's throat if he's furious and cunning. It's better to let them become so weak he can bite.
Okay, Fancio, you little bastard. You fucking traitor and bastard. One side of Malbonte's lips curled up, and his face looked vicious and shrewd at the same time. This grin seemed to say, I know your motives, old man. I understand everything.
I like your rage, Fancio. You'll stay by my side as long as you function as a raging engine and not as a hindrance.
Oh!
No.
For a while, Malbonte silently examined the maps in front of him. Then, without raising his head, he gave a cold, short order.
Cut off the provision routes.
Damn! I woke up in DINO's arms.
Huh? You fainted.
He's my boyfriend. No fire. No fire, no Malbonte.
I'm sad. Is everything okay?
He tucked away a lock of hair that fell over my eyes. I touched his hand, squeezed it, and its warmth made me calm down a bit. Yes, everything's fine. I'm red now. Mom, somewhat perplexed, bent over me. What's the matter? I was overwhelmed with excitement. I suddenly realized that the stakes had gone up, and every word I say, every action I take, has consequences. And those consequences may affect the fate of many mortals. Is it worth talking about Malbonte's plan? He's not my virgin. Sadly, he's not the first one. Oh, let me stop. Tell them about Malbonte's plan. Hunger won't kill us, but it can weaken us tremendously. There is a war coming. We must be prepared. You betrayed Malbonte's plan. Your relationship deteriorated. Really? Malbonte wants to take away our provisions.
What makes you think that?
Another vision.
I believe you.
Due to high glory, Mom believed you. Well, thank you. The atmosphere became tense. No one said anything, but we could all feel it. Our anxiety passed on to the dragons, and they waited impatiently for us to settle them. We flew faster than the wind. As soon as we landed, Mom jumped off her dragon and waved to Gerald. She caught up with him and began to give orders on the go. We urgently need to change the supply route.
But we just approved it today.
We need to change it. They disappeared within the academy walls. I've done my job. Now it's up to the higher ranks to figure it out. Dino helped me get off the dragon. He looked distant and cold, but I could tell it wasn't about me. Dino was focused and tense, like a cheetah on a hunt. He seemed to be ready to pounce right now at this very second. I touched his elbow. Dino immediately looked at me, at first as if I were an object, but then his gaze instantly softened. It's okay, I'm here for you, honey. I'm there for you, love. I wanted to hang on his neck like a little girl, snuggle closer and warmer so that he wouldn't leave, so that he would just be with me. But he had things to do. A war was hanging over our heads. There was no time for love. This is the worst thing about war. It's nothing but pain. Therefore, I just smiled at him warmly, sincerely, trying to convey everything I felt through that smile. He kissed me on the forehead. See you later. And he went inside. Why? Let me stop. Mimi was standing a little further away. She waited for me to come closer. How did it go? Oh my god, nice outfit! It was tense. Are you okay? Mimi seemed not to listen to me. Her eyes slowly and thoughtfully peered at the horizon behind me. I want to visit my father in jail. She looked at me desperately, almost begging. Can you ask Rebecca to let me see him? FYI, I'll go anyway. It's out of respect for you that I want to do everything right. Her face and voice changed dramatically. And as she made her statement and it stunned me, I froze in surprise and then burst out laughing. What's so funny? Mom is unlikely to allow it. Well, I'll have to break the rules then. Then I'm with you. We're going with you, Mimi. The tower hasn't been restored since the battle. We waited for the night and flew inside through a gaping crack in the wall. We walked along the hallway and stopped in front of a cell that barely survived during the battle. Mama was sitting on the floor with elbow on his knee, whistling a melody. Dad!
Devil girl, what are you doing here?
He came closer to the cell boss, but hesitated a little when he saw me.
You're not alone, I see.
Hello. When will they release you?
I don't know.
He looked at me.
I hope your mother will not rush to chop heads off. She might still need them.
She thinks you're somehow connected to Malbonte. Maman grimaced as if the very thought of it offended him.
I served Satan, and I'm not going to kiss the ass of some newly born sucker.
So Satan had nothing to do with it?
He turned out to be just a puppet, like many of us. Malbonte knew precisely what buttons to push to get the worst out of everyone.
For the wound to heal, it must be cleaned out first. Maman looked at me. What? Maman looked at me as school. Oh, perhaps that. Maman looked at me as he leaned against the bars, squinting at me.
So is that what Malbonte's doing? Cleansing?
That's right. Oh my god, that's a Malbonte choice? I am done. He burst out laughing and his laughter seemed ominous.
What an unexpected curveball.
You're bound with Malbonte cross-stroke. I fucking hate it here. I hate it here. Yeah, like I said, in this game, Malbonte's my soulmate, apparently. Stop it, Dad. Better tell me, when will you be released?
When I feel I can trust him.
What? Mom? She entered the cell first, followed by Miss Alina and Andy. Her back was unnaturally straight, her shoulders were tense, and her gaze was impatient, as if she was ready for attack. What's going on? Andy spoke, and I shuddered hearing his voice. It had become so cold and frighteningly diligent.
I was appointed chief pilot for provisions for this trip.
We changed the route at the last moment, but sent another team along the old route to check your story. You were right. They got attacked.
Did you manage to deliver the provisions?
Mom was offended by his rudeness, but still answered, Yes, we'll have food. Thanks to you, they managed to deliver provisions to school. We have a rat among us that reports everything to Malbonte. There's no other explanation.
Hunger won't kill us, but if Malbonte wants to attack us,
we won't be able to defend ourselves. I tried to think of a safe route. But until then,
she took the keys out of her pocket. Mimi straightened up. Have you decided to free me?
I need more morals. Let's call this a probation. Maman grinned at Mom's arrogance. He didn't seem offended by her tone or the fact that she was a former unclaimed. When you're confident in yourself and your strength, you don't need to prove anything to anyone.
Satan is dead. I was left behind as if I were a simple unclaimed. For now, I'm interested in being on your side.
For now?
Yes, for now.
Mom froze with the key in the keyhole. She looked at him, analyzing what she had just heard. The door of the cell opened. For now, I'm okay with that. Maman came out slowly, imposingly, as if he wasn't coming out of a damn cell, but from his own chambers to greet his guests. Damn.
Well,
The cell behind Mammon became dark like a crypt. Through the only window in the dungeon, we saw the sky blackening with birds. This again. Without saying a word, we rushed outside. We froze, throwing our heads back, staring silently at the sky. I felt Mom's shoulder resting against mine. Hundreds of thousands of Supantras flew past us. He's raising an army. I looked at my mother, surprised by the cold despair in her voice. All the creatures will be on his side. One of the birds separated from the flock and flew right at us. I jerked back, ready for an attack. Everything is happening all over again. But the Supantra, instead of attacking, stopped in front of me. It jerked its head to one side, then the other, then took a step forward. I shuddered, but Mom didn't move an inch. The Supantra lowered its head and dropped a letter at Mom's feet. Then it disappeared among its flock. Mom picked up the letter, opened it, and began to read aloud. I don't want war. Oh, I'm gonna say it like Malbonti, okay?
I don't want war, but there's no cure for a fish that rots from the head down. Damn! All that remains is to cut its head off.
Yeah, bye, Mom. Let me stop. Mom shuddered and closed her eyes. Her hands were trembling. It's like he's... The angel reacted immediately to the sign. Yes! The sharp blade flashed in the air. Used the words that could hurt her. The head rolled across the scaffold. Nam continued reading without paying attention to the hoarseness in her throat.
I warned all the rooting heads. I will cleanse your souls with blood.
Mom didn't move. She looked at this letter and didn't say anything, and then suddenly crumbled it up, tore it into pieces, and threw it into the wind. She's like, I don't give a fuck. We'll see. Damn. She turned around and resolutely went inside. Damn. That's what happens when you play with fire, bitch. Let me stop. Well, that was episode 2 of Heaven's Secret. Season 3. We're finally getting closer to the finale, and I'm so excited because after that I'm gonna play my Blondie's Route. And yeah, literally the way I'm fangirling over my Blondie makes me literally appear that I don't like DINO, but I love DINO with my entire heart and soul. But I'm in love with my Blondie, okay, you know. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me in the comments below what you think was best, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.